Here are 10 Black Friday, Cyber Monday ideas slash concepts that you can use for your email marketing. Now, I want to share with you 10 ideas that you can leverage for BFCM. I know a lot of brands or marketers, they scramble around this time to put together an effective and creative strategy for BFCM. And if you are one of those, then rest assured that this video is perfect for you. There are very creative ideas, and this should get your creative juices flowing. So I figured I'd share some ideas that I like and that are in my testing pipeline. Some of these are pushing the boundary a little, and that's what I like to do. If you're open to testing some creative ideas, then this video is precisely for you. Before I dive in, I do want to say that some ideas I'm about to share are all about going against the grain and disrupting the normal customer expectations around this time. Okay. And there's another very important point that I want to make, but I'll save that for the end of the video. And you're definitely going to want to stick around because it is very, very important. So, the first idea, I call it vote for your offer. You know how creative I am with my naming conventions. But idea number one, vote for your offer. I really like this and it works really well. Essentially, you're giving your customers the opportunity to vote for the offer that they want. Okay. I recommend you come up with three offers that are creative and of value to your customer and use those as the options. You can get very creative with this concept and break it up to different segments in very different ways. But the way this works is you allow the customer to vote and then you tell them that whatever has the highest vote is what you'll offer for the sale period. But what you do is simply email them the offer they actually voted for when you announce the winning vote. This works really well, essentially because they pretty much raised their hand saying, "I'm voting for this offer because I want it." And when they see that they actually got what they want, what they voted for, essentially what they wanted, they're going to feel more committed to taking action on that offer. Okay, because how weird is it for a person to say, "Oh yeah, I'd get that if you gave it to me under this condition," and then you give them that condition, and then they don't do it. It makes them feel awkward, and it only pushes them and drives them further to actually stay committed with their original, condition that they would commit to. You can build this out with some simple dynamic emails within Klaviyo. It's pretty simple. If you don't know how to do that, I will be dropping a tutorial on that at some point, but I can't guarantee it'll be in time for when you need it, depending on when you're watching this video. But I'll definitely be dropping a tutorial on how to create dynamic or leverage dynamic emails within Klaviyo. Now, the next idea that I have is idea number two. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Build out bundles or kits, essentially. So this is a great offer idea as it gives you the opportunity to increase your AOV while giving your customers a complete taste of your brand and the product offerings that you have. These are pretty self-explanatory, like I said. Obviously, do your research on your best sellers and what you think best complements each other. Perhaps even over deliver with a free gift of a product you're probably trying to get rid of stock for. I'm not going to dive too deep into this because, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. Just make sure that what you're actually offering or what you're including in these bundles slash kits are of legitimate value to your customer. Like it's something they actually desire. Let's go into the idea number three, which is to create a gamified experience. So I really like this one. It's pretty fun. And it does require a little bit more effort. Essentially, what you can do is leverage a game like experience to drive sales. Okay. Hence, create a gamified experience. The core focus of this is to get people emotionally invested in the process, and throughout this process, you should be subtly selling your product to them. Not with CTAs, but with stories, heavy word painting, etc. Leverage high quality copy throughout this process. This is where your copy is going to make a massive difference, okay? You can even craft it in a way where there are a number of possibilities to end the quote unquote game, and each possibility has a different enticing offer to act on. And actually, as I was writing this out, I realized that, excuse me, you can even do CTAs if you put a quote unquote collect all the items mission in place that can lead to a grand offer or something of that nature. Okay. So, for example, put someone on a quest, and along that quest, they're able to collect certain items. It just so happens that those items are actual products that they need to purchase that can lead to a grand offer should they attain all those items. Or it could even be, free digital items. And if they are able to get all those items, maybe it puts together a puzzle that gives them a grand offer. Regardless, when you gamify the experience, you can keep it simple or you can make it as fun and complex as you like. Of course, take into consideration what you're selling and who you're selling it to. Now, this is a very key point that I want to touch on. Is that you need to truly take into consideration your brand, your offerings, your products, and the customer. Okay, you have to take into consideration their experience, because if you're selling something that's very pain heavy, or they're driven by pain to convert as a customer, or it's something that solves a very painful issue, maybe don't make them jump through a bunch of different hoops in order to get this grand offer. They're already in pain. Don't don't make it worse by trying to stress them out through a super complex game. And if you are going to create a gamified experience for those type of customers, you need it's going to require a lot more finesse, and you need to be very strategic with it. But nonetheless, a gamified experience will work incredibly well. I've done it, and it's fantastic. So definitely consider leveraging that. Idea number four, a creative referral offer. So if you're someone that has done some preparation on the front end with paid traffic, where you have a large active list and you simply want to capitalize on everything and turn the small flame that you have into a quick spreading wildfire, then a creative referral offer can be very powerful for you. Okay. You can also work with brands who have smaller audiences as well, of course. It just does better with bigger audiences for obvious reasons. So if you come up with a creative referral offer that perhaps you can give to people who purchase within a specific timeline you set, then it can allow them to repurchase with a discount that is active for a limited time for them, maybe a couple of weeks or less. You got to research your consumer behavior to see when it makes the most sense. And for a friend of theirs that could benefit or would love your product for a special discount. So this is massive because it makes your customer look good. It makes your customer incentivized to purchase. It incentivizes your customer to share, whatever offer with their friend. And now you have the opportunity to bring their friend or friends into your ecosystem. Okay. Again, get creative with this. There's so many different ways you can break this up, but a creative referral offer, essentially, you're just amplifying everything. Like, as long as you've got everything dialed in with your products, um, the particular audience that you're serving, you've got a referral strategy, a solid referral offer dialed in, this can only amplify everything that you're doing. And actually, something I want to note is that not only will you get purchases or conversions throughout the Black Friday Cyber Monday period, you can actually conduct it in a way that you do it prior and still generate sales, and even post BFCM to generate more sales. And that's essentially what's going to happen when you get their friend or friends into your ecosystem. So that can be very powerful. Idea number five, a complimentary gift of their choice. Again, this is pretty simple and straightforward, but the twist here is that you can create a digital gift or multiple that complements what they're purchasing. And obviously, you want to make it of value to them, and you can give them the option of what they want. If they're at checkout, you can leverage something like Candy Rack. It's a great cross-selling, upselling app, and plug your digital offerings into Shopify. And what you can do is, based on or you can set the conditioning, so based on a certain product, it'll offer 1 to 3 different options that they can collect on, and completely free of charge. Or you can even price them and increase your AOV that way. And even another sneaky way to actually increase the average order value is you give them the ability to purchase all the options for a small fee. Okay, this is where you can get a little sneaky with it, because first of all, it's not necessarily sneaky, but I'm saying it's a sneaky way. You want to create digital offers. If you're going to make them digital and free or a very small fee, you want to make them super valuable for your customers. Okay, they have to legitimately complement whatever product they're purchasing. Um, but this is the thing: is that if you do this right and you make every single one super enticing and super valuable, and it legitimately complements the product that they're purchasing, they're going to want all of them. And if you can do that for a small fee, instead of diluting your brand to a boring discount, you can literally increase your average order value and not be conducting any sort of discounts or simply getting more value. That's the whole idea behind all these different ideas that I'm sharing with you is you want to increase the perceived value of your offer. Okay. You could even leverage this to maintain the AOV. So if you are someone that's doing a discount, um, let's say you go 10%, a 10% discount, you can just run the numbers, make sure that the digital offerings that they're adding to it, and you can even make them limited edition so people actually, uh, take you up on the offer. You can maintain your average order value. So you can capture new customers at the normal AOV without sacrificing your margins. It doesn't have to be digital gifts either. It could be complementary products. Just break it up as you see fit and ensure it's not a weak offering. Okay. Idea number 6, or halfway, or just getting over halfway now. Idea number 6, a shopping spree raffle. Now, at face value, that sounds kind of boring. It sounds kind of gimmicky. It's not. Here's the thing, it can be super, super powerful. Okay. This helps push customers that already want to shop with you or they're on the fence for shopping with you. Okay. This is massive because not only are you going to increase the value of your current customers, but you're going to capture new customers. You can leverage a raffle entry for a shopping spree when someone purchases. Of course, the shopping spree is within your store. But what you can do is you can even set the AOV threshold to be entered into the raffle for a more exclusive or quote unquote better odds experience. For example, if you spend $100 and $100 or more, you're entered into the raffle. Or if you want to include some sort of discounted offering, it could be spend $125 and get $25, and uh, you will gain an entry into the shopping spree raffle. There's so many different ways you can chop it up, but you can even do a tiered method for entries. For example, every X dollars you spend is one entry. So if your average order value, let's say it's $50, and a simple way to actually increase that average order value around this time is for every $25 you spend, you gain an entry into the shopping spree raffle. Now, the key here is to make the shopping spree so or like super enticing. Okay. Depending on the level you're at as a brand, you can do a $2,500 shopping spree within your store, and that's retail value. Obviously, it wouldn't cost you $2,500. You'd just be operating at cost. But I recommend you go even bigger, especially if your margins are very high, because you'll easily be able to cover this with the amount of sales you're going to get easily. So the more enticing you make it, the more people are going to want to participate. You can even break it out. For example, if you're willing to do a $5,000 shopping spree, again, this is retail value, then there could be 10 winners at $500 or 5 winners at $1,000. Get creative with it and make it enticing. Don't be stingy with your shopping spree raffles. Some people, there's people that, let's say their AOV is $100 and they only want to offer like a $500 uh, raffle, like a giveaway or something. But that doesn't make sense, because if more people are enticed and are willing to spend money to gain an entry, spend money first on products that they already know they're going to like or they're already interested in purchasing. But then a bonus on the back end is that they'll have the chance at winning a shopping spree raffle, like especially one that's at $2,500, $5,000. If your average order value is $100, doing $2,500, $5,000, that's incredible. That is worth someone spending extra money to try and win that, especially if you set certain thresholds in order to gain an entry, because then it makes it more exclusive. It makes it more likely that they have a chance to win, or at least they perceive that they have a better chance to win if you increase the exclusivity of it. But yeah, don't be stingy. Do 5,000, even do, depending on where you're at, do $10,000. $10,000 retail value, if you're at a 50% margin, you're going to be out $5,000, and you're not even really out $5,000 because the amount of sales that's going to bring in, it's going to surpass that significantly. So just keep that in mind. Next idea number 7, brand crossover deals. So this idea requires you to understand your customers at a deeper level, and you can do this with a very simple survey. Okay, if you just conduct a survey and you analyze that, analyze all the submissions, you'll quickly learn where are your customers shopping, what are their favorite items to buy at these other places that they're shopping at. With this method, you can put together an offer, for example, a bundle, some deals, etc., whatever, of other brands that your customer really likes that they otherwise wouldn't be able to get unless they went through you. So, of course, whatever you're offering from other brands within your bundle or whatever deal you're putting together, it needs to be enticing enough where they would not even be able to get it with the brand itself. So, obviously, you need to be a little bit strategic. You need to communicate with the founders of the other brand or multiple brands, if that's the case, and then also reciprocate for them. Let them in on the strategy. Let them know like what you're doing, and be open to participating with them as well, so that they can promote it. And this does require a bit more finesse and effort. So make sure you get it right, or it could potentially fall flat when you push this offer. But the value is not just in not diluting your brand to a boring discount, but actually in capturing audiences and customers from other brands, which is massive. This is massive. You're essentially cross pollinating audiences. Not only are you getting that, but you're doing it for the brand you collab with. So it's a win 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 for everyone. The brand you're collabing with is happy, you're happy, your customer's happy, everyone's getting a great deal, and you're not diluting your brand to a boring standard 25, 50% off, 75% off discount that just makes no sense, and your cost per acquisition is going so much higher, and on top of that you're attracting some like eh customers really, and of course a percentage of those are gonna, they'll be good customers, and you can generate a return on the back end because you can get them to repurchase or whatever. But why go through all that hassle when you can do something like this, not decrease your margins or be at a loss or break even, but to actually profit, and to do so with customers that you know are valuable customers because they spend money with other brands. And you guys, essentially what's happening is it's an email list swap. Okay, you're promoting each other. You're crafting a deal together that can only be accessed through you. You are the middleman for that deal. And this is very powerful. So now, not only will you potentially be promoting another brand if they decide they want to do this with you, um, if they want to participate and creating their own offer as well, but they'll be promoting you. You'll be promoting them. Essentially, the audiences are cross pollinating, but you can even get more specific and tell them, oh, we're only going to do this with our buyer segment because we know that they've actually spent money with us and that they have more validity in terms of being a customer or a potential customer for your brand. So that's where it can get very powerful. And again, just like every other idea I'm sharing with you, you can chop this up in so many different ways. Idea number 8, cashback, loyalty, rewards. This is great to leverage because people love to make money when they spend money. I personally use my cash rewards on my business credit card all the time. And I always try to, spend as much money as I can on that card because on my business card, I get a higher cash rewards or cashback percentage, whatever. And I save that. I let that sit there. I let it build up. And then when I feel like doing something, but not really spending my own money, I leverage that. And people love this. So whichever you offer as a brand, or if you don't yet offer it, it'll be powerful because for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, rather than offer a discount, you simply offer double, triple, or even quadruple what you normally do with your cashback or loyalty rewards. Do you see how powerful that is? Truly. Because you're not discounting your products. You're still maintaining profitability. You're still able to increase the volume of that profitability. And with a cashback loyalty rewards program, you're literally keeping that money within your ecosystem. Now, it's simply being spent at a later date. This is incredible because you'll see if you do it around this time, and if you got everything dialed in with the paid traffic, if you really want to leverage this and get super dialed in with this strategy or with this idea, you can push advertising or some sort of promotion just about this in a retargeting ad. Okay. And then from there, you can build out certain flows or certain campaigns that people will go through inside of Klaviyo to further their purchasing journey. Okay. So now you tell someone, hey, people are going to spend money no matter what, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, right? You might as well have them spend it with you. And a very enticing way to do that is with this. If you say, hey, if you spend 500, you're going to spend $500. If you're going to spend it, why don't you spend it here with something that you actually want, with something that you actually like, and depending on who you're targeting, whether it's past customers or non-customers, tailor your messaging. But you're going to spend $500. Yeah, maybe you have a a card where you're going to get 1.5% cash back, but with us, you're going to get 5% cash back, or you're going to get 10% cash back. That's very valuable. And yes, in the back end, you're going to have to kind of swipe that away, but here's what happens. Like I said, it stays within your ecosystem. They're simply going to spend that money with your brand at a later date. It's pretty straightforward and it's easy to set up. Just do a Google search of the best cashback or loyalty reward Shopify apps, and you'll find one. They're all, you'll quickly see who the main players are. But you can even consider packaging this up with some other ideas that I've been sharing. Now, idea number 9, limited edition. Sounds pretty straightforward. And kind of is. This works best for brands that naturally have limited stock on certain pieces or products that will never exist again. So this is a great way to just simply position things for the holiday season. Or what you can do is you can even create a limited edition version of a product that people genuinely desire. And there's a multitude of ways you can go about it, but a couple off the top of my head is granting an entry for exclusive access to this product. For example, every X amount of dollars you spend grants you an entry just for the access of the opportunity to be able to get this limited edition product. Or just straight up do a launch style promo for this limited edition product or bundle, however way you want to chop it up. It's all about position and the perceived value. So don't half-ass this idea if you're going to roll with it. You really need to be strategic and operate with a little bit of finesse in how you position and how you increase the perceived value of whatever it is that you're offering. Now, idea number 10. So this one's a little interesting. Anti-Black Friday, Cyber Monday. If you truly want to push the boundaries and you want to elevate your brand and really cement yourself in a league of your own, and you want to attract customers that are not only customers if you offer a discount, then you can stand bold on the fact that you are not doing any sort of promotion. You can state in all your market messaging how you take care of your customers throughout the year and only want to give your best as a brand to those customers that stand by you even when you don't offer discounts. This can be a great list building tactic and can subconsciously reinforce the purchasing behavior of customers throughout this time because they'll want to maintain that good status with you. Okay, they'll naturally they're hearing that you view them in this way, they're going to want to keep up that perception that you have of them. It's just a very normal human thing. You tell someone, oh, he's great at this, or I love when he does this, or she does this, and they hear that, they're going to be like, oh, okay, let me go do that because they appreciate that. I want to be in their good graces still. You could even add a twist that when people place an order during this BFCM period, that you'll have a special surprise waiting for them. It's up to you to ensure the surprise is totally worth it. You don't want to disappoint your customers, okay? Do not disappoint your customers. Obviously, make the surprise fun, engaging, enticing, worth their time, worth them going through that process of becoming a customer and, you know, staying on the list and interacting with your brand. Make sure you properly reward them with a quality surprise. So, those are my 10 ideas. Now, some closing thoughts that I have. Ultimately, you want to build a fun and engaging experience. Okay, that's what it's all about. It's just building a fun and engaging experience. And you know what? A lot of brands, they just stick to the tried and true. I'll say it's tried and true because it is just a high level discount because they want to try to capture more customers into the ecosystem, or they just want to try to get as many sales as possible. Whatever the situation is, I'm saying that you don't have to do that. Okay, I literally, some of these ideas that I've told you about, I have tested myself and they perform incredibly well. And this is what my focus is because I don't want to dilute brands to a disgusting, boring little discount, right? Even if it's a big discount, it's disgusting to you as a brand because you're lowering your margins significantly. And even if you, you know, even if you get more new customers, a large percentage of those customers are going to be very poor customers. They're going to just be stick around when you offer a discount. And is that really what you want? Or do you want a customer that legitimately loves your product, consistently uses your product, loves everything about you as a brand, consistently participates, engages, is emotionally invested into your brand so that they're a customer for life? Or do you want someone that's simply just going to be like, oh, I'll shop when they offer me 25% off. They offer me 30% off, 10% off. Oh, I know when their cart abandoned because they don't have that sorted properly. If I just wait a few emails, I'll get a discount. Are those the customers you really want? Because then when you have those type of customers, you have to continuously cater to that. Unless if you're too scared to break away from that. Um, and you're gonna have to cater to that in all your backend flows and all your different market messaging through different platforms. And you're simply spinning your wheels, right? Like it's much easier to capitalize on the customers you have and serve those customers really well than trying to capture new customers all the time that are of poor quality, to say the least. But also, you want to eliminate stress and get them excited throughout this process. You really do. You want to look, this Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it's around Thanksgiving and everything. It's already a stressful period of time leading up to it and even after because people are traveling, things are going on with family, whatever. Um, you don't want to be the brand that puts more stress on them. Okay. So, whatever you roll with here or whatever concept you conjure up, because I got your juices flowing up here, creative juices flowing up here. uh, you want to operate with finesse because you really don't want to be, you don't want to have that negative association with that customer. You don't want your brand to have that negative association with the customer. So eliminate the stress, get them excited, show you really care, show that you put a little effort into serving them. Stand out, be different, and not boring. Okay, this is massive. Just don't be boring. Everyone does the 50% off, 75% off. If you're going to do that, you're simply diluting your brand to a competition of who is going to offer the biggest discount to that customer to be able to capture that customer's expenditure, right? You don't want to do that. If you stand out and you're different, you're able to still capture that customer because they actually want to be a part of it versus just spending money because, oh, they gave me 75% off or 50% off. And it's going to be a higher quality customer. And you're setting customer expectations right then and there. You're setting good customer boundaries. And that is how you build customers for life. You can combine all these different ideas in different ways to craft an incredibly irresistible offer. So it's not just one or the other, You can combine so many different of these variations of these ideas to craft one incredibly irresistible offer. So hopefully I gave you some good ideas you can test and leverage for BFCM. But more importantly, the objective here was to help get your creative juices flowing. Okay. All these ideas can be applied to different formats of marketing if it's your responsibility to properly apply them. Okay. And I highly recommend you break it up with segments and you tailor your messaging as well. Don't do a general blast. Whatever idea here or whatever idea you've come up with, whatever variation of ideas you've created, do not do a general blast. Yes, it's a little bit more effort to segment out, change your market messaging, and tailor everything to each people. But I guarantee you that that extra little bit of effort has significant upside, and it's extremely worth it. Okay. Also, if you noticed, majority of these ideas can be leveraged without giving a standard discount or a crazy big discount. I feel like that's obvious. I've kind of been harping on that already. If there's an idea in here that made you think, oh, wow, I like that, but you're nervous to try it, then simply test it and use the standard BFCM discount as a failsafe. Okay. We all know the 25, the 30%, the 75%, depending on what your margins are and what scale you're operating at and what your objective is. We know it works. Okay. So why not test it prior, post, during? Why not test it? If you don't generate all the sales you want, then it's as simple as going into Shopify, creating a discount code, sending an email, and you're set. Okay. And then sending a reminder email, and then sending another reminder email, and bam, you've got sales coming in. It's not that difficult to do, the boring discount way. Simply, if you're nervous, use it as your failsafe. But I highly encourage you to test things out. Start pushing the boundary a little bit. Okay. Stop going with what is considered the traditional or the normal way of getting things done, the quote unquote tried and true. Like, if you really want to elevate your brand for longevity, for scale, for impact, and for profit, and you really want to stand out and be in a league of your own, you have to test new things. You have to be the trendsetter. You cannot be the follower. You can't be the sheep. Okay. So that's all I've got for you in this video. If you've enjoyed the video, if you found value in it, give it a thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe, because I have a lot more videos coming along the way that will amplify your email marketing channel. And keep in mind that a lot of the frameworks that I've been sharing with you in all of my videos, they can actually be applied to a variety of marketing formats. So keep that in mind, and put in a little effort, do a little bit of reflecting, and apply it in different media formats. Okay. I will see you in the next one.